You're tuned in to Ask the Master Auto Technician. Car questions? Get answers right now. Call 850-763-0555.
James Auto Center, we fix it right, guaranteed. Beep, 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 yeah.
All right, welcome back to the second edition of Thursday Morning Show right here on WPGX Fox 28. I got Brian Armstead. He's calling, I believe he's calling from Maryland. Brian, are you in Maryland or are you still in Canada?
No. Back from Canada in Maryland. In my driveway, believe it or not, James, sitting behind the wheel of the 2016 Sierra Denali 1500 crew cab.
Oh, I thought you had
It's not the suburban type of vehicle. It's actually a crew cab pickup.
Okay.
But I'm in the car, and the reason I'm able to do this is because, not only does the car have Bluetooth, but I've got my laptop going. I've got GM.com going. Because this car has 4G LTE connectivity and built-in Wi-Fi, so I'm good to go. I've got a mobile office on wheels here with the 2016 Sierra Denali 1500 four-wheel drive crew cab, James.
So there's no black holes out there on the internet. You can drive wherever you want to go, and you have internet access all the time.
Well, I mean, black hole is it's just an anomaly of our wireless network.
Sure,
I don't know of any wireless carrier where you don't occasionally have a dead spot. I mean, they can build, you can only build so many towers because the NIMBY phenomenon comes into play, not in my backyard.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's just as good as carrying a mobile phone in your pocket.
Well, very good.
Sometimes you have a great connection, and sometimes, it might be a little bit spotty. But overall, I've just been in this vehicle for 2 days. Hey, no problem. I can talk and do whatever I want to do. But it just kind of shows you, though, how pickups have evolved over the years. I mean, if you sit inside this thing, it's literally like a mobile office. You have space to work. You've got wireless charging on the center console. You've got a large storage compartment that would fit a laptop, would fit a lunch pail, would fit a whole lot of things. And enough room in the back seat for real human beings. Not just people who are very not that people who are short in stature aren't real human beings, but you can put big guys or big people in the back seat because it's a full crew cab. It's not a truncated or abbreviated version. It's a big truck.
It's got four full-size doors in it. That's what you're telling me, right?
That's what I'm telling you. Thank you very much for setting me straight there.
4 full-size doors, and you can put people in there. And people who are vertically challenged, such as myself, I'm only like 5'10", where you're what, 6'4", 6'6", something like that?
6'9".
Gosh, I'm sorry for making you so short. 6'9".
That's quite all right.
Wow. But I mean, so this car has got plenty of room for you, because I know you drive a lot of cars, small cars, you drive big cars, but people like yourself like this bigger car because I guess you got room to stretch out if you want to.
Well, I mean, it's not as much room as one would think because they shared the space with the back seat. I tend to have more room in the large European sedans like the S-Class and the 7 Series. But, I mean, this is a decent, I've got good headroom. My head's not touching the sunroof, which is cool.
Right.
Because the sunroof does reduce the headroom.
It does.
And I've got enough room to be comfortable here. I mean, would I want to drive the truck to California? Maybe not.
Okay.
But I certainly would drive it to Florida or up to New England, and just get out every couple of hours, stretch my legs, get my blood flowing. But it's a comfortable vehicle that does very well on the road. Now, typically, pickup trucks have 2 characteristics, James. You know this very well.
Right.
Either they ride like crap when they're empty, or they ride like crap when they're fully loaded. Well,
I never thought of it that way, but you're absolutely right. There's no happy medium on these, it seems like.
There's no middle ground.
Right. You're absolutely right.
So this vehicle rides extremely well when it's not loaded. There's no jouncy behavior. It doesn't dance all over the highway like some large pickups will do because they don't have that weight on the rear end. And I had an opportunity to finally clear out one of my dear neighbors is just a hoarder, and his backyard looks like a Sanford and Son collection. So I finally convinced him. I'm like, hey, I've got a pickup. Why don't we load it up, take it to the county dump? So we loaded it up with all of his children's old toys, playground set, the whole 9, put it in the back. It was a considerable amount of weight. I'm glad now I can sit in my backyard and on my patio and not have to look at his mess. But the point is that the vehicle, fully loaded, exhibited similar favorable road handling characteristics. So,
wow.
They've done their homework. I mean, this segment, James, as you know, is the most profitable and one of the most hotly contested segments in the United States. For the last 9 billion years, it seems, the Ford F-150 has been the sales leader in the large pickup truck category. Right. I would say for maybe like the last 40 years. They've been number one every year for the last 40 years. So it's a constant battle between Silverado, Denali. Silverado is Chevy's version of the of the Sierra Denali. Ford F-150, it's a war. And each time they make these trucks better, the salvo, the war continues. For my money, I like the F-150. I like it for one reason. I'll give it 1+ over the GMC Denali and the Chevy Silverado is that in the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety crash testing, it came out with the best scores. And I buy my vehicles based on safety.
Okay.
But some people are not. Too keen on the aluminum architecture. So if you want a traditional steel, body on frame, big chassis, big motor, this thing's got, a 6.2-liter V8 EcoTech.
Wow.
Then the Chevy Silverado or the GMC Denali are for you. Inside, we've got all kinds of features. One of the coolest ones, I know the time goes very quickly, but one of the coolest ones that I like is it has a lane departure system. And when you stray out of your lane or you get close to an obstacle when you're parking, your butt vibrates. It's got a haptic seat vibrator, so that if you're drifting to the left across that center line, across a lane marking, not across the center line. If you're drifting across a lane marking, then your butt will vibrate on the left. If you're drifting to the right and you haven't used your turn signal, your butt will vibrate on the right. Now, if you're just kind of lunching and you're drifting across that yellow line, then your whole behind gets a full body massage, full butt massage.
That would be James. That's how he drives, by the Braille method. Bump, bump, bump on that side and off the road on the other.
Well, that's what my wife says. Yeah. But you're saying
cool.
wow, that's interesting.
I'm sorry?
You're telling me, so it vibrates you to let you know you're not paying attention, to catch your attention, to keep you safe. That's pretty darn incredible on that. That really is a nice...
This vehicle has, it's a great feature. This vehicle has trailer sway control, trailer brake control. It's got a built-in blind spot mirror. It's got all kinds of safety features. And, again, I buy my vehicles based on safety.
Right.
But it's got airbags, head curtain bags, StabiliTrak electronic stability control. We talked about the trailer sway control, hill start assist, anti-lock brakes, and OnStar. And a lot of people might not think of OnStar, the concierge and telematics system, as a safety feature. But if you're out in the middle of BF Montana somewhere, and you have an accident, you have a head-on collision, well, OnStar will automatically notify safety personnel that your airbag has deployed, and will give the safety personnel your GPS coordinates so they can spot you on a map and get to you right away. Now, if you're in Montana or Idaho or even in Baltimore, Maryland, this is an invaluable safety feature that's worth the small fee that you pay every month after your trial period. I think you pay like $10 or $12 a month for OnStar, and it's just one of the greatest features that GM has collaborated with or developed and put in their vehicles. So
that sounds pretty good.
I love this truck. It's got power ports. It's got AC ports, so you can plug in your laptop. It's got dual glove boxes. It's got 4 real gauges on the dashboard. It's got oil temperature. It's got coolant temperature. It's got voltmeter. And, of course, your tachometer, speedometer, and fuel gauge.
How about
it's got a compass built in.
How about the turning radius on it? Because a lot of people complain about big trucks, not having a tight turning radius where it takes, forever, 40 acres to turn around. And how does this one handle in tight maneuvering parking lot conditions?
Well, I haven't had a chance to do... I did turn it around on a relatively small space, and I didn't notice that... I went full lock with within a small amount of time.
Okay.
If you want a tight turning radius, get a smart car.
Yeah, that's true.
Get a Fiat 500 pop. But I mean, this is the truck. This has sophisticated suspension architecture. It's got a solid rear axle. I mean, this is a body on frame, big A truck. I mean, it's not designed to turn around in the middle of a downtown environment. It's designed for construction sites, for work sites, for small businesses or large businesses who need to move personnel or equipment around, or for the homeowner who just wants a versatile piece of machinery that can assist them in maintaining their home, their estate, their apartment, whatever. It's just a very complete. And some people just like trucks because they're big and badass.
Yeah.
I mean, some people just like being up high and kind of in large and in charge, so to speak.
I think that's a great idea. I think that really is a great idea. That's a really great idea to have a big truck, because when you get down to it, if you're going to have a wreck and you're in a truck and someone's in a Fiat 500, which one's going to come out on the good end? The guy in the truck. The guy in the truck.
Yeah, but trucks. I mean, trucks have they do have a higher propensity to roll because they are taller. So that's why the federal government mandated electronic stability control. So that helps to mitigate the chances for one of these large trucks to roll over. But if the safety part still is debatable, because if you're in a larger sedan that weighs as much, then perhaps you're a little bit safer because the vehicle is lower. But aside from the roll characteristics, they are very safe.
Well, it sounds like a nice truck. 'Cause I own a '94 Chevy truck and I own an '85 Chevy truck, and just the difference between an '85 to '94 is astronomical as far as the differences. But the difference between a '94 and a 2016 is probably light years apart. Because
light years.
Yeah, light years. I'm talking about. You've got Bluetooth in it, all the way from Bluetooth to computer diagnostics to OnStar, which tells everybody.
Computer.
Yeah,
He's got a trip computer, leather steering wheel, leather trim seats, rear view camera, Bose audio, HD radio, an 8-inch touchscreen center screen there that you can do pretty much everything on, including controlling you can check your email messages on this thing. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I'm literally, this is the first review I've done now I've done reviews in cars before from if I'm on the road and I'm on a press trip, I've done a review from a car before, but I've never ever done a review and had my laptop going and was on the network of the car. So this is we're moving forward here in quantum leaps with technology. GM, I love what they're doing. They've got some unique technology.
30 seconds. We got 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
that they all have. GM the GMC Denali 1500 comes in at 61,400, 61,140. That's a 59,945 base and 5,700 in options. Go to gm.com for more details. GMC.com. My apologies for more details. It's a buy. 17 miles a gallon city, 21 highway. Not bad for a truck that probably weighs 6,000 pounds.
Sounds good, Brian.
2016 Sierra Denali, great vehicle, James. Talk to you next week.
All right, sounds good. Thank you so much for calling. We're against the clock. We'll talk to y'all tomorrow morning, everybody. Bye-bye.
James Auto Center, we fix it right, guaranteed. Beep, 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 yeah.